So yeah, just coming on, there's a lot going on for the collective at the minute, affecting me as well, my personal sort of situation, and just wanted to record this, I guess, because as a way of logging my feelings and showing that I'm emotionally balanced through a very, very strange and dark time for many people. Grateful that that isn't part of me. I'm living very much on a love vibration, and it's not about 3D, 5D, whatever. Like, I'm good, I'm solid, I've found my peace, I've done my healing, but I understand a lot of people now being triggered and a lot of darkness is coming up because of all the repression of feelings and emotions over lifetimes, and especially with the weird stuff that's been happening over the past 3 years. And so with that, it means that a lot of people are very vulnerable at the minute, very lost, confused. And among that, there will be people that want to take advantage of these emotions in people that they see, people who are very strategically, very, very manipulative sort of in their thinking, coming into situations where they say things like, well, I test people in new relationships, I do tests. So if you're entering into a dynamic or new relationships or things like that where you're testing someone else, that's not love. That's not a natural default of a human to enter into a relationship with a test mentality. That means something is not quite healed or aligned in the brain, where it's a trauma response from childhood, from deep abandonment, from wounding, from mother for father wounding, and not being able to trust new relationships. I get it, we can't trust everybody, but you don't enter into new relationships by creating tests. You're basically just setting that other person up for failure. You're not entering into that dynamic or relationship with loving, pure intention. You are entering into it as a trap, essentially. And some people will get out alive, me, and I trust that other people will get out alive because they are of light, of pure heart and pure intention. And anything that is formed in the darker realms, anything that's come from a space of lack, fear, control, love doesn't exist there. I'm certainly not the only person. I'm not the first person that you've heard or read talk about love vibration and fear not being able to coexist. It is not possible. And the 2023 is only going to rip that belief away from people. All the worry, I can't pay for this, I can't. It's a mindset. We cut back, we eliminate, we move how we need to move, we eat less, we're all eating too much. Like, there's got a nice red jumper on. I'm feeling a lot of heat, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, and this is obviously part of the collective purge right now, because thankfully I have found my peace, which my mum has been able to give me because I've had a solid foundation in a household for the past 3 years when I had to move back and everything happened to me at the end of 2019 and blah blah blah. That rootedness and all the healing that I've done on a very deep level, and no one needs to know the details, because it's just not understood by anybody other than me. It's misunderstood and it's misinterpreted by external eyes because everybody looks at other people through their own wounding and their own trauma. Like, it's not about right or wrong. It's about compassion and patience and unconditional love, and realising that human relationships are tested and that we need to vocalise our needs, we need to communicate, otherwise people can't mind read. So listen, everything gets forgiven, everything of light, minor, innocent mistakes. I've made a very costly, innocent, silly, stupid mistake. Emotion coming up now. Costly mistake recently that may have endangered somebody that I love very much, a very vulnerable soul at the moment. I understand the world has been pushed to its limits right now. We all being pushed, and I trust that love will win. I trust that love is much greater and much bigger than those who choose to do dark magic and spell work, thinking that they can overtake, supersede the beings of light. I mean, that is ego, isn't it? Because nothing is greater than light and spirit. God, Jah, however that resonates, nothing is greater than that. So surely if we have true faith in a higher power, we can't meddle and mess with that stuff. We just carry on our own little journey, staying in our lane, and just shut our mouths. I mean, I've got to learn to do a little bit of that, because for some reason I can't not lie. So sometimes I have learned in the past, overshare. The whole channeling thing has been very new to me. So I've had verbal diarrhea with people that I've now learned. As I said, I don't have regrets, but sometimes, yes, I've spewed stuff and I'm like, oh, fuck. But that's why I'm extra private. Privacy is not secrecy. Privacy is about manifestation. Yeah, being private with your business ideas, personal growth, all of that is because you're the only one that can harness that. Nobody else can harness that for you. You keep it, and you keep that energy to yourself until it manifests, until your things come to fruition, so that you don't get involved, or you don't have to receive judgment and opinion and questions after day, all the time from everybody around you. Because we're all so hyper connected to each other at the moment. Everybody thinks we need to be online 24/7. And don't get me wrong, I'm on a phone, I have my Instagram. But what I share is very, very selective. People don't realise I share a lot. Very thematic though. Details, I do not share. No one knows the details of my life but me. That's how I want to keep it. I've learnt. Thank fuck I have learnt after all this time. 2020, bitch slap. 2021, kind of still bitch slappy, but integration. 2022, embodiment with a few tests, like deep tests. 2023, it's the reckoning. And this is said with all loving intention. I do not wish harm on anybody, but I know that karma will do what it needs to do. And karma's fine. I give my power, I give my control to karma. I don't need to know what happens to the people that send shit either my way, to my family, to anybody that I love. That is, spirit sees it all. You cannot escape karma. If you have been horrible in your life, if you've done bad things, killing people, this, that, and the other, whatever you've done, yes, you can find redemption. You can change karma, and that's for you and spirit, Jah, whoever, to deal with. I can't say what that will look like. We can't say it for anyone. I've certainly known that I've had karma, and I cleared my karmic debt up. Until recently, I think, until I've done and made a few silly mistakes in the past couple of months and built up that karma, and it's sort of bitch slapped me. But we get tougher, and I'm just grateful for all of my divine friends who are also open spiritually to me talking about a lot of stuff that may not make sense, and that's okay to me. I do not care what anybody thinks about me, right? If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. But I know who I am. Yeah, I know my power. I'm trying to stay humble about everything. I don't need to shout anything from the rooftops because I work behind the scenes. We maintain privacy. That's where we get our power from as well. Every time we talk, every time we say something, we are depleting energy, and we have less for ourselves. And right now, in the world, we need to conserve our energy. There is going to be so much light, and none of this is prophesying. I'm not invoking fear, or don't intend to invoke fear. If someone receives it that way, apologies, but that's your problem. But I've probably still got a little bit of residue from a little bit of herbal medicine last night, so I've lost my thread, which happens. Anyway, there's a lot of energy coming through, and if we don't nourish ourselves, okay, all this cheese, chocolate, all right, if you're going to have your cheat days, cool. We need to be intentional. We have to hydrate more than ever. We need to be fluid. We're moving into Age of Aquarius. The water element is here. Shakti, life force, divine feminine. Like, we need to embody this part. This is a part of us collectively that we've repressed for so long. I don't know where this channel's coming from. So someone's ready to chat. to you all. If we're not harnessing the divine feminine, then how can we support the masculine that needs deep, deep healing as well? Like, I'm triggering people as fuck. I don't intend to do any of this, but how people receive me is very weird. I'm like Marmite at the minute. Well, probably been like that for life, because yeah, people either love me or I don't say the word HATE. Anyway, I'm gonna sign out. Because that's really it. But be mindful. You've got to do fast. You've got to eat lighter. You've got to get your practices in, self-care tools. Because if you don't know who you are and you don't ground right here, right now, the energies from March, when things shift, is going to get rough. Ciao.